Welcome back to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Trying to push this attack, and also a couple little changes here. We've got Clinky down playing on defense tonight.
So a couple changes in the Notre Dame lineup. Of course, Izzy Engel not in the starting 11 after that injury. And for the Panthers,
so unfortunately, we will have to do this game without our favorite player, Izzy Engel, because the last Sunday's game, she just had a right injury.
Izzy Engel, sophomore from Minnesota. What a year she's had. 17 goals.
What a year she has.
Really impressive freshman season as well. Had 19 goals a year.
And unfortunately, she will not be playing with us tonight, unfortunately. And we are underway at this last game of the regular season finale. Here we go. So our jersey is white, and the Panthers is black. So stake is clinched. Number one seed in the ACC championship with win or draw. If Stanford lost.
If they can pick up a win here at Pittsburgh. Panthers are in the black kits here tonight for their final game of the season. Notre Dame in all white. And told you a little bit about the scenarios in the open. Notre Dame and Stanford.
Yeah, so this comes down to this. If we win this game, we'll be clinching number one seed in the postseason, in the tournament, and carry North Carolina. So this is on the line. If we win this game, if Stanford lost or whatever, we'll be the regular season champions. But out here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, it is raining. It's really raining outdoors out there.
And then the remaining four will square off in the quarterfinals that begin on Sunday.
Our head coach, like usually, like always, is Nate Norman.
Knows that there's still a lot of work left to do if they want to achieve the goals they set out at the beginning of the season. Not exactly ideal conditions.
Okay.
50 degrees. Rain has been on and off here on the night before Halloween, but Rachel, when you get into late October, that's what you expect here with Pittsburgh soccer.
Yeah, it's hard to believe that we started the month in the 70s now, Jason. But yeah, no, good to see Pitt already getting up into the attacking half. It can be very daunting playing the number one ranked team in the nation, and of course a team that has just been so busy on offense. Pitt really looking to play spoiler here. There's really nothing for the Panthers to lose. It's just building on the last couple of games, and I know that's awkward to say with a couple losses in their belt, but as Ben Waldron had told us and really hearkened on, we are improving. They're always competing for 90 minutes. There's never a stop.
Well, we talked in the open about how the Panthers have improved over the last few games, and specifically if you look at Sunday, they went to Virginia, number 3 team in the country. They lost 2-0, but one of those goals, a bit of a fluke, came up.
All right.
Cavalier corner kick that and went into the Panthers' net. You take that away. Panthers also had a penalty kick that was saved by Virginia, and so a lot of opportunities that Pitt had to get a result on the road against the number 3 team in the country. So certainly some signs of improvement throughout the year for Pitt. And like you said, Rachel, nothing to lose tonight. You get the opportunity to see what Ben Waldron's team can do against the number 1 team in the land with nothing to lose.
Yeah, and as we said in the open, now it's about what can you carry into next season? What can you build upon? Of course, one of the building blocks certainly going to be Katie Ellermeyer. She has been stand out her freshman year, leading the team with 6 goals. Has been constantly ranked towards the top when you're looking at freshmen in D1, not just in the ACC. But that is certainly a piece that you want to build off of.
Joseph touches outside of her foot out to a running Morgan Roy on the far side. Roy sends a ball in, grazes the head of Lee, and going to be kept in here by Tessa Knapp. Knapp working on Archibald. Now Matriano, left-footed strike into the arms of Abby Rice, who makes her first save of the night.
Yeah, and this play starts really back with Morgan Roy finding the open player and getting the ball up. Abby Rice, of course, finishing with collecting the ball, but Morgan Roy is one of my favorite players to watch on this Notre Dame team. She has 7 assists, and she is just really one of the cogs that makes the engine work.
Stelzer providing service that time from the right flank for Pitt. Bit of a new spot for her there. Ben Waldron perhaps experimenting late in the season with his positioning. Lucia Wells has, for most of this year, been on the attacking wing for the Panthers, but she's also been capable of playing outside back, which is where she's been for the past couple games. So Sunday, Wells was at left back. That's where she finds herself tonight, and allows Stelzer to move up and have a chance at playing in an offensive role on the right wing for the Panthers. Offside flag is up. Looked like it was Hodgson, number 10 in white, the offside offender there for the Irish. Officials tonight: Nicole Green in the center, Kate Brochu, Ross Kleinstuber, the ARs. It was interesting hearing Nate Norman's perspective.
Okay, so we found out.
Record shows he believes that's what this Pitt team is. They compete in just about every game and have been unlucky in certain instances this season.
So what we have learned right now is that Stanford has won the last game of the regular season finale against California 5-1. And if we win this game, we'll claim the shared regular season champions for both teams, for Notre Dame and, of course, the Stanford Cardinals. And what's at stake again is, so our record is,
you saw it's going to have all kinds of movement tonight.
Cross sent in and too much on it, but Hodgson going to try and chase it down. Some pressure coming from Dabo. And now for the Notre Dame throw. Yeah, all kinds of different factors.
And once again, the Stanford Cardinals has just won the last game of the regular season finale against California Golden Bears 5-1. If we win this, and if we win this game, then we will clinch a shared the regular season title champions with the Stanford Cardinals.
It's already a must-win for Notre Dame, and then you add in the heavy rain pour and also too playing on the road.
And this is the situation. If we win this game, we are at a spot in the postseason with the #1 clinch spot in the top 1. Stanford will be number 2, of course, and they already finished their regular season finale already. And this comes down to this wire. If we win this game, we will eventually be in the bye. In the semifinals, in the postseason, in the tournament, whenever we go in November.
Great throw, and Stelzer's off to the races.
It's up to the
one-on-one with Klenke, but felt the pressure coming. A couple more Irish defenders were catching up.
All right. So the team we're rooting for at tonight's last game is the Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
Won the starting job
so
about halfway through last season in her freshman year and has not looked back.
And now we'll go back on the other way, back to us. So our record is very killing it this season. And for Pittsburgh, they have the worst record of all times. They have the worst record. And reminder, folks, tomorrow is Halloween. So just don't eat too much candy or something. Look out. We got it. And he just and what the they just that ball just hit the scoreboard, which is not unnecessary. We're under 35 minutes left to go in the first half. We have lots of time, plenty of time. Well, before we concluded this season, when it ends in the second half, we want to thank everybody for coming out to support our teams during the season, and we could have done it without each and every one of all of you. It was an honor and privilege of watching our games on TV during the regular season and until the regular season finale. And it's chilly out there. It's cold out there. As you know, fall is already here, but winter is almost here by the next couple months.
Last game of the season here at Pitt. No more outdoor, at least women's soccer here at Ambrose Urbanic Field. They get to move inside, do some volleyball perhaps after this. There's Randy Waldrum bundled up.
Oh, come on, Randy, you've been in Pittsburgh long enough. You know better.
So that means
soccer players, huh?
So after this,
rain there is. It's just about thunder and lightning.
Uh-oh.
There was a game maybe a year or two ago where my husband was sitting in the stands, and he was the only person in the stands during a downpour. And he said, if they can play in it, I can sit in it. Well, he was sick 2 days later, so hopefully these ladies have a different outcome than him.
I hope so.
I mean, just look at the movement of the ball, too, Jason. Like, short passes are going to be a lot faster tonight. And I think Notre Dame and Pitt are both kind of testing the field and figuring out what the movement of the ball is going to look like right now.
Nice 1-2 there between Abraham and Ellermeyer. Archibald to the outside for Stelzer. One-on-one with Knapp. Cross set in. Archibald couldn't quite get behind it, and Triano clears it to her teammate Hodgson.
Got it all.
Good effort from
Ooh, good effort. Come on, we need pressure now. All right, good pass, good pass, good pass. Kick it quickly. It just
makes the tackle and also keeps the ball in play.
Allowed to play, so it will play on.
Coming into the next couple of years,
but now
that you're going to want to build around. But look at this effort from Hodgson. Again, just battling the elements and able to keep that ball in
all right.
Really dodging a couple tackles there from Mariam Madabo, but being able to stay on her feet and keep that ball in play for Notre Dame.
Well, like you said, especially tonight, the ball's going to skip a lot faster on the turf. Triano looking for Hodgson, and Rice watches it trail out for the goal kick.
So the best part of our season is we defeating each every other teams during our regular season until right now.
Without Izzy Engel, they turn to the sophomore Hodgson, coming off an ACC all-freshman team year a season ago, part of what was a really impressive freshman class for Notre Dame last year, and now sophomore class that has improved their game even more. You saw the 34 combined goals.
Here is
Engel
the
and
problem.
Just very impressive stuff from Notre Dame. And Rachel, it gives you the thought that for Nate Norman's side, if it doesn't happen this year in terms of winning the ACC, College Cup, national title, they're going to have 2 more tries coming up after this.
Well, and it's like you said as well, too, their goalkeeper's a sophomore. They have a lot of players that not only are the present right now, but also the future.
Chukwu, snuffed out by Lee, but not out of the woods yet. Klenke sends the ball in. Stelzer might have gotten hit on the hand there. The shot from Klenke, and that's the other factor with the cold weather. Everything going to sting a little bit more. You can tell
now,
Rachel, as much as
yeah, it really feels like so everybody is allowed to wear the cozy clothes and clean sweaters and stuff like that.
Certainly, and I think that goes
Do you know why?
Getting those passes
because that's how
building up that possession,
what it looks.
some confidence with the ball in these conditions. But I think also in this
we are live at the Ambrose Urbanic Field in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
It's a must-win for Notre Dame. So no matter what minute, no matter what half, there's going to be that.
It's down to this.
Needing to find that goal.
If we win this game once again, we'll be clinching a spot in the #1 seed in the postseason tournament. And when we go, we're gonna have to see. We gotta see which teams that we will likely will be beaten.
Added a goal against Stanford, so. Perhaps a late comeback.
So this is how it looks. First round on campus sides. The winner heads on.
They will be at 28 points on the season. Notre Dame's at 25. So the Irish would need to win here against Pitt to clinch that share of the ACC title, and in doing so, get the #1 seed in the ACC championship next week. Handball called on the attack there.
Handball. Oh.
That's going to stall things for the Irish.
So, clinch #1 seed in ACC championship with win or draw with Stanford loss.
Tied, which, again, Cal scored. If they can add 2 more, Notre Dame would still need the win at Pitt. Due to the tie-breaking criteria, if they both tied, they'd both be at 26 points, but due to the results against common opponents, Stanford would actually have the edge over Notre Dame. So, doesn't look like the Stanford Cardinal are going to concede a tie there, but if that were to happen, Notre Dame would still need the win. So, in a way, the Irish just focused on this game here tonight and finding a way to get ahead here on Pitt.
All right, listen very closely. We need some points to give us on the board. When we hit the second half after this, this will decide right here. If we win this game, we'll be tied with Stanford Cardinals in the standings, and then then we'll clinch the regular season title champions with the Stanford Cardinals. If we lose this game, then Stanford Cardinals will be the crowned regular season champions. So the postseason tiebreak is conference play only. Head-to-head matchup,
They would go to that common opponents as Hodgson is on. Rice comes out. Collision right around the penalty mark. Now out to Chukwu. No whistle. Chukwu straight.
Oh, no! And just can't get backwards. And that is just something. Hold on.
I think called on Margaret Wild. Notre Dame will have a free kick.
We have a free kick. Oh, wow. We got to see this again. That was kind of pretty.
Protect the goalkeeper, but I'm a little surprised that there wasn't a whistle there, to be honest with you.
Right there, stop. Oh, my goodness. Right off the crossbar.
Now they have a free kick.
We have a free kick. It's might be going to be pretty interesting right now. So, under 25 minutes remains in the... No. I'm sorry. Under 27 minutes left remaining in the first half. Under 27 minutes remains in the first half. This is down to this.
About 5 in the wall for the Panthers. Kick from Chukwu. Diving stop by Rice.
Big stop here from Abby Rice to deny Chukwu, but now immediately has to turn it back on because Notre Dame has a corner kick.
And a great play made by the Pitt keeper. Lined up her wall perfectly. Able to make the diving save. You said it, the pressure does not stop coming. Out swinging corner kick comes in. Rice goes up for it, headed again by Wild for the Pitt.
Oh, no.
Stelzer chasing it for Pitt, and it's out of play. Notre Dame throw. But another chance staved off by the Panthers. 6 shots on the night for Notre Dame, but Abby Rice has been very good in goal, and the defense has been strong. Abraham poked away by Joseph. Now it's snapped. Looking for Chukwu in the center. Couldn't seem to find her as Dabo takes over. I was about to mention Nate Norman, his assessment of this team this year. If he felt like they have a different team this year that's built to make the deep run, get to the College Cup, one thing he has not done in his tenure at Notre Dame, and he said he really feels like they've had teams that were capable of it, and Ellermeyer going to strike, get blocked there, but said that they fell short for one reason or another in the past. They've been to the national quarterfinal 2 of the last 3 seasons. And that you get to this point of the year right before postseason play, you hope that you can just string enough wins together to make that run to the College Cup. He thinks he's got the talent on this team to do it. Notre Dame #1 in the country. As probable as just about anybody to make that run and maybe bring home a national championship.
Yeah, and I think it's important to note, too, we talked about Engel and her injury in the open, but she did have cleats on during the pregame, and she was warming up. If I had to guess, we probably won't.
Those are the years that, you know,
to play her, save her for the playoffs.
We have tried to, like, third, you know.
For the College Cup, but
so our team's goal for this is want to make it to the national championship and bring it home to Natty.
The NCAA tournament, the ACC and the NCAA tournament. I mean, that would be huge for Notre Dame.
Ellermeyer up to Stelzer. Cross comes in and it's blocked. The Panthers will earn their first corner kick of the night. Stelzer giving them good work on that right flank. And
all right, let's root for Notre Dame Fighting Irish once again for this last game of the regular season finale. This is it. It's down to this. Whoever win this game, you know, for our Notre Dame, we gotta win this game to clinch a spot in the postseason, and that's #1 seed.
Well defended by Abby Mills. Looked like she got ahead on it for the Irish and no trouble.
All right, let's try to win this game tonight, okay? And I know Pittsburgh Panthers, one of my favorite teams. I know. I got Notre Dame.
All these different accolades that you could achieve. But if you think about it, they've already clinched that first round bye. You just rest on that and maybe concede getting the top seed if it means you can keep Izzy Engel a little bit healthier going into that tournament.
Yeah, because I think that's the big question. When we get to, you know, potentially the last, you know, 20, 25 minutes of this game and the score still remains deadlocked, that gives him a really big question. What do? Do you put her in? Do you rely more on your bench players, get some other fresh legs in? That's the big question, and to be honest with you, I think saving her for the ACC tournament is probably the best call. Give her some rest. We know from doing this for a long time that the college season is so brutal with Thursday, Sunday. It is just it's
we're under
you know,
22 remains. Yeah, we're under 22 minutes remains in the first half.
Especially a player that has just put out that type of output this season, you're going to want to give it to her.
Well, and on the year they have 52 goals, which ranks 4th in the country, and I can tell you not all of them came from Izzy Engel. Even though 17 of them have, they've had a number of other contributors in the goal department, and so You start to look to those other options. Annabelle Chukwu, Ellie Hodsden, Lainey Matriano, and all the other players that have contributed to this Notre Dame offense on the season. As make a substitution here, insert Grace Restovich, who's another one who
leads the team in assists.
Excellent distributor, like you said. So no angle, but certainly other sources of offense for Notre Dame that they'll look to.
And I think Chukwu is knocking. She's had some really good opportunities, of course. Best one being that free kick saved by Rice, but Chukwu is knocking. She's putting in a good shift so far.
Really good tackle made by Archibald. Stelzer trying to turn it into a counterattack, but lost it out of play. And the tackle from Klenke, but Tessa Knapp on the ball, and Archibald comes in and makes a really nice play.
My Archibald's one of those players that has that Canadian youth national team experience, and certainly has learned a lot through her time with Canada and also during her season here at Pitt. But she's been a nice addition to that defense.
Nice move by Chukwu. Lee hustling back, swarmed by Panthers, and they come away with it. Archibald, one of those players, Rachel, that Ben Waldron talked about, just in terms of players that improved since the start of the season, got used to being in the ACC. Of course, this is her first year at Pitt. She transferred in from Illinois after a couple seasons there, and especially on that back line. This is a team that earlier in the year was allowing 6 goals to Stanford, 4 to SMU, and you see the improvement that they've made. They just went to Virginia, a top 5 team in the country, and only let in 2.
Yeah, I think the improvement from the defense has been really good this season, and it all starts, of course, with your captain Olivia Lee, and keep in mind that this defense is also dealing with a change in goalkeeper as well, so they're getting used to Abby Rice and having her calling different formations and movements around them. I brought her up earlier. Sophie Rourke is another player that you're going to want to build this team around. I think she has done an excellent job with the injury to Katie Zalski this year, kind of stepping into not just a role, but really a big role. A big role, and that made Olivia Lee have to step up as a leader. And I think, let's be honest, she had some early season struggles, but she has rebounded really nicely, and I truly think that Olivia is a lot more confident as the season goes on with being a leader as well.
Yeah, lots of improvements from the entire back line for Pitt. They're put to the test here. A little miscommunication perhaps from Notre Dame on the through ball attempt. But I remember a conversation with Ben Waldron early in the season, Rachel. We said, hey, what did you think of Olivia Lee's performance? We thought she looked good the other night, and he said, I'm going to be honest with you guys, we need more out of her. And like you said, the injury to Katie Zalski puts her into a really important spot there as the team captain and center back for the Panthers, but she has developed a lot over the course of the year in terms of her skill and how she's going to lead this Pitt team.
And you still have another year with Olivia Lee, and I think that only helps her. She's been on some very successful teams, and then this year, of course, not the season that Pitt wanted to have. So now you kind of have that blend that you learn from the mistakes, and you improve as it goes on. But I don't think it can be understated how much. I mean, this is a back line that not only lost Katie Zalski, but in the last couple of years, Ashton Gordon as well. Some real leaders on this team, and I think Olivia Lee has stepped up to the plate very admirably.
So the openings just haven't quite been there for Notre Dame so far tonight. They do have 7 shots, 2 corner kicks, 2 of those shots on goal, but still scoreless here at Ambrose Urbanic Field. And meanwhile, the Stanford Cardinal have added one more. That lead is now 4-1 over Cal, which means that it's just about a certainty that the Irish are going to need a win here in Pittsburgh in order to get that share of the ACC regular season title and be the 1 seed in the ACC tournament. The Irish and the Cardinal, the 2 teams that have certainly separated themselves in the conference. A strike here from distance. Abraham and Ellermeyer working on the outside, but easy work for Cassica.
It's almost like the ACC is a pretty good conference.
I'll say. It's usually a question every year, will they get double-digit teams into the tournament? It's often the case. You're having that discussion late in the season. It's not, will the ACC get some teams in? It's how many will the ACC get in?
Well, we were talking about, you know, the standings earlier before we even jumped on air, and how Clemson is ranked 25 in the nation, and in the ACC they're in 11th place.
Yeah. Parity of the league is incredible. Year in, year out, best conference in the sport. Ben Waldron said that if they were in any other power conference, he thinks they'd be in the middle of the pack fighting for a conference tournament spot. But when this is the league you're in, and Pitt has gotten a brutal schedule this year. They have faced Notre Dame, Stanford, Virginia, Duke. So 4 of the teams there on that list, and makes life pretty difficult when you're facing 4 top 15 teams, Rachel.
Yeah, it's certainly not a easy league. It's not for the faint of heart, and that's why you try to bring in the best of the best, no matter what team you're on.
Abraham trying to switch it, finds Archibald. Archibald strikes, and I think it was deflected there, and it was. Out for a corner kick, no. Ruled a goal kick, and the Panthers are asking for that deflection, but they're not going to get it. And that looked pretty clear to me, Rachel, that this ricocheted off the Irish defender there. It was Charlie Codd sliding in. Tough to tell, but
yeah, that's it's really tight.
Yeah.
I see the argument for both sides, to be honest with you. That's kind of one of those calls that you just got to flip a coin and stick with your gut if you're the referee.
Right. So it is out for a goal kick off the shot from Archibald. One of the better Panther chances we have seen here in tonight's match. And again, Notre Dame has been the better team so far, but again, not looking as fluid as the #1 team in the country typically does. Haven't been able to connect the passes and generate that Notre Dame offense that is one of the best in the country.
Well, now all of a sudden, Pitt has them
Yeah.
pretty deep in their defensive side. And it's nice to see Pitt moving the numbers up. It can be so easy. I mean, Notre Dame has a really good counterattack to leave 3, 4, 5 players toward the back. There's a couple players hanging around midfield, but for the most part, the numbers are up. Even Mariel Madaba, who is usually sits pretty deep, was in the attack there.
Raised off the head of Klenke there. Stelzer, a nice touch to get to the inside. Stelzer crosses over, and Kasica came out. Did she get a hand on it? Referee says no, but Stelzer and the Panthers stringing some things together offensively here.
Yeah, Stelzer has been so much fun to watch this year, and this is why. Just the confidence to be able to take that touch, get it past the defender. Margaret Wild was just a hair off of getting that into a tap-in for opening goal.
And you can see why Ben Waldron likes having Sage Stelzer on the right wing. He told us that he thinks she gives them a little bit more service from the wide areas, and really nice ball there, just inches away from a Panther. And they're putting some things together here late in the first half.
Goes back to Nate Norman's point that you can't overlook your opponent, especially not in this conference. It doesn't matter who you play.
And that's exactly what he told us. This Pitt team is a team that has nothing to lose, and that is very concerning to him. And again, said that he feels they're way better than their record shows. That record for the Panthers, 5-10-2 on the season. Just 1-8 in ACC play, but based on tonight's first half, they certainly do in fact look better than that record shows, and they are not making things easy for the Irish. And Rachel, a lot of the first half in Notre Dame's favor. You said it. I mean, the last close to 10 minutes here, the ball's been on the right side of the field. The Panthers getting the better of the chances.
Yeah, I think if the score remains deadlocked here at 0-0, Pitt's going to go into the locker room the happier of the two sides.
Absolutely.
Well, made 2 shots on goal, and then that's with Pittsburgh.
This Pitt team is playing as a team that they know that they.
So before we conclude this, very soon after the second half,
any of us will tell you, I don't think the record quite indicates.
To the train horn. Oh God, he will not.
But they are playing with a lot more confidence than they were toward the middle of the season.
Ben Waldron said he's most disappointed for the players. The coaching staff have been able to deal with it, but said there hasn't been that result for them to prove that they're getting better. Sometimes you can tell them as much as you want from a coaching standpoint, hey, it may not seem like it, but you are getting better. And sometimes when you have that result to back it up, it helps from a mental standpoint. But he believes that they're really not that far off from some of the best teams in the country. And the 2-0 loss to Virginia showed that a little bit, but sometimes just helps to get that draw or that win against a big-time opponent that really reaffirms what you believe your team can be.
Yeah, and I think
in Pittsburgh, I'd say it's pretty chilly and cold out there.
Man, can't they just get one? Is that penalty against Virginia? Yeah. I mean, that for me, that's how you sum up the Panther season. Is it's right there and the work is there, and you earn that penalty against, now I believe what the number 5 or the 7, I can't remember off the top of my head, team in the country.
Gone the other way. Bye-bye. Thank you.
It's just been a frustrating season, but again, lots of improvement, and how can you take this into next season?
All right, Panthers very frustrated about this call here, and you can see why. Looked like Gagne got all ball there. Matriano maybe just tripped and went down. Fans here at Ambrose Urbanic Field were not pleased. You could see Ben Waldron maybe read his lips, telling the center referee that that was the wrong call. Certainly looked like he was right based on the replay that we saw. And especially when you are playing well against the number 1 team in the country, you've got some momentum. Hate to see calls go against you like that. And again, the center referee giving that one to Notre Dame. Panthers have 4 fouls called on them tonight, and the Irish with 2 as Sophia Doney checks in for Margaret Weil.
And I think that this has been a physical game. And as a referee, you have to decide, are you going to make all of the calls? Are you going to make some of the calls? Are you not? Are you just going to let them
7:53 remains in the first half.
Across the board.
And again, the center official tonight is Nicole Green. And she has the responsibility of officiating what's become a very important game here on the final night in the ACC. And Rachel, how these upset alerts work is the later it gets, when the score stays the same, the more eyes start to turn their televisions to Notre Dame and Pitt. Especially if you're out in Palo Alto, you're a Stanford fan wondering if you're going to get that ACC regular season title, number 1 seed. Cardinal fans are liking what they're seeing here in Pittsburgh tonight. Another foul called against the Panthers, and you can see Nicole Green almost shrugging her arms as the Panthers fighting the call once again. But that will mark the 5th foul against Pitt on the night. Went against Ellermeyer, and Notre Dame looking to set up that offense once again. Doney, great defensive play. Trying to beat Mills, and Mills recovers alongside help from Claire Logan. But the Panthers disrupting a Notre Dame team that typically is so consistent in the way they possess the ball.
Yeah, great heads up from Sophia Doney, who literally just came in the game, by the way, but she was about to be a Doney sandwich as Claire Logan was coming in and kind of tightening the gap there. But talk about heads up substituting in not even a minute ago and making a big play already.
Gagne looking for Doney again. And coming out to get it is Kasica, and Doney tripped up in a foot race there with Abby Mills again. Panthers getting a bit of a spark since the insertion of Sophia Doney to the top of the formation.
She's a player that had a couple injury woes, a couple weeks out early into the season, but ever since she's been back, she's kind of been that super sub coming in the last 10-15 minutes of each half, really, for the Panthers. She's somebody that can give you fresh legs. She's tall, which always helps on set pieces.
And so made for Notre Dame, Annabelle Chukwu, their leading active goal scorer, with the 11 in goals. We have not seen her tonight with her 17 goals on the season, so they bring in Meg Mrawicki. Now Stelzer working on Klenke.
Come on, get on the clip! God, Lord have mercy.
But the referee awards a corner to the Panthers. So wasn't sure who touched that last.
Who touched it? Who was it?
Notre Dame, and now the Irish are up in arms about the call.
We got to see a replay again and see who touched it last. And that will be it.
I think Klenke does have an argument, yeah. Klenke does have an argument there for sure. But yeah, certainly giving the center referee her work cut out for her.
Corner will come from Magali Gagne. Out swinging ball hit with the right foot, punched away by Kasica.
It post away.
Drops it back to Ellermeyer. Big strike from distance.
No, way off. They can't taking a wide thing. We're under 5 minutes left remains in the first half.
Trying it from deep.
Why not in these conditions test out the goalkeeper and maybe the wind will blow your way as well.
All right.
Chance here for Codd. Rourke and Lee recover for the Panthers. And the clearance made. Notre Dame has been able to get forward a handful of times.
Ooh, good using your head. Good using your head.
With some impressive defensive plays.
Freddie. Ooh.
Snuff things out.
And he's dipping down.
Joseph that deflected.
And it deflected. Deflected on the pass.
Here's Klenke. Notre Dame picking up the pace a bit here towards the end of the half. But Archibald shielding away Klenke.
All right.
Concedes the throw.
And it looks like it's getting a little bit.
That's 28 in black. Ellie Rollins for the Panthers, new to the game as well. Rollins checked in about 5 minutes ago. Hannah Minot also in for the first time, 17 on that far side.
Tell you what, this is one of the more lively games from the pit bench as well. They are certainly feeling it, as well as the players on the field, the confidence that they're just playing right now. A lot of talking and a lot of cheering from that side. Notre Dame side is a little bit more quiet.
Well, there really is a lot to be said about that nothing to lose mentality, Rachel.
Sure.
It's not to say that they don't want to play more soccer. Obviously, they love to be playing in the ACC tournament, but when you have the grind of an ACC season and you can go into a game telling yourselves, after tonight, the season's over. We have to give everything left that we have into this game, and then the season's done. It creates a different kind of approach, and Ben Waldrop's team is affecting the game tonight with that type of mindset.
Well,
We're under now 2 minutes left to go in the first half.
This year was August 21st against Ohio. So to be able, even a draw at home, to be able to have that type of you always want to finish strong, right? And you want to take
All right.
positives going into next season. And I mean, this whole entire
So
first half,
after
I mean,
we win this game or something like that in the second half, either a draw or in a tie or a win,
and so to be able to have that
and our season will still go on. And for Pittsburgh Panthers, they're going to finish their season
quite frankly, I think if anybody's going
with
to
a
be cursing halftime,
disappointing
it's gonna be
season for them.
Ball misjudged there by Notre Dame.
And I would say
Third corner kick, just a mistake you have
they had a challenging season this year for them.
Confusion in the back.
Then will hit on for their off season already, and then of course that's it.
Gives the Panthers
Then I have to wait until next season to see what they're gonna do.
inside a minute in this first half.
We're now under a minute to go in the first half.
Swinging ball. Sends it near
And he just went on the other kick on the other way. We need to find a way to make a score or a point to get us on the board.
You want to do after playing such a strong first
We gotta keep an eye out on our Notre Dame Fighting Irish because this place number one seed will determine this. Good using your head. Good using your head. And nope. And they're gonna have to let it go. I don't know. Do they have enough time to do it? Let's see what they're gonna do. No. And no, we're gonna let it go. Doesn't matter. Now we're gonna halftime. This first half has been scoreless.
Yeah, certainly. I think Nate Norman's going to have to remind his team really to go back to the basics in a game like this with these conditions, to settle down. Pitt is very clearly and obviously rattling the Fighting Irish right now. So these 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes are going to be so important for Notre Dame to kind of find their composure and come back out here.
All right. It's what they stick. When we start the second half, we need some points for us to win this last game. It's scoreless right now, and we will see you guys in the second half of the game. We will see y'all then. Let's get a halftime break. Let's get a stretcher or something. What we got to do.